All righty, guys. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on this Wednesday night. We appreciate you guys so much. Hopefully you were invited by one of your advocates that you've maybe been chatting with about Green Compass, maybe about the products or even the business opportunity. Tonight, I'm really excited because we're going to do something a little bit different. And real quick housekeeping, you guys, if you don't mind, to make sure that you are muted, that would be really helpful. Thank you so much. But tonight we're going to do something a little bit different. So we have a few different leaders from Green Compass that are going to be sharing tonight. And what's so cool is that we all kind of come from different walks of life. We have different backgrounds in different professions. We're all busy people and we are now leaders in the company. And we're just sharing tonight and really in hopes to maybe one of you or many of you will be able to relate to one of us. And, you know, this business can be worked by anybody. So we just hope you guys see that tonight. So I'm going to kick things off for you guys. My name is Michael Cheshire. I am in Wilmington, North Carolina, and I am a wife to my husband, John, and he works traditional hours as a business developer for a construction company here in town. I also have two kiddos. I have James, my daughter, she is 7, and my son, Lion, he is 4. They currently attend 2 different schools, and so I'm in the car about 2 hours a day driving them around, so that's super fun. And I've been with Green Compass, though, since the beginning. So we launched in February of 2019, so just over 2 years, which is really cool. And it's funny that I find myself here because I was pre-Green Compass kind of an MLM hater. I never purchased from direct sales companies. I just didn't like them for whatever reason. But I want to rewind a little bit and share with you guys pre-Green Compass. So I loved being a mom, right? When I had my children, over the moon, but I always felt like I needed something for me. I don't know if there's any other moms on here that felt the same way. But at the time when my children were young, I enjoyed doing makeup. So I actually started my own makeup business as a makeup artist. I did wedding and event makeup. I also traveled doing modeling. So in those professions, I really found myself, every week was different. My schedule changed constantly. The weekends were usually booked up as well. So, you know, alongside raising my 2 kids with my husband, working those businesses, I was super busy. And as exciting and lucrative as doing, you know, makeup was for me, I began to notice time slipping away from like those precious mama moments, right? When your kids are so brand new. And, oh, sorry, my husband getting my dog. Thank you. So time was slipping away, right? It was robbing me of time with my babies. And I always feel like it's funny, timing happens in your life for a reason. So my husband actually found CBD. He used it to help with jaw pain that he had experienced for a number of years. And it was to the point where he was seeing chiropractors, he had seen physical therapists, he took ibuprofen every day. He even started researching surgery. Nothing was helping, obviously. And somebody suggested that he try CBD oil, and he had really quick success with it. So it was super exciting for us that we found that product. And shortly after his success with it, a friend came to me about Green Compass and this CBD direct sales company. And, you know, I thought, who was I to not share this incredible product that really and truly helped my husband? Why would I not want to share that with other people? So, you know, I took the opportunity and I jumped in with 2 feet as an advocate with Green Compass. And I didn't know much about CBD. I knew it helped my husband, but that was about it. I was unsure of direct sales. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know if I believed in the business model, but I worked this business and I worked it, you know, in the carpool pickup lines. I worked it at night when I was, you know, instead of mindlessly scrolling on Instagram or binging Netflix, I worked my business on part-time spare time hours, truly. And so, you know, obviously I did that alongside being a mom and alongside running my makeup business and my, sorry. So I did that alongside everything that I had going on. And it was about, hey y'all, if you don't mind muting yourself. There we go. Sorry. Okay. Throwing me off, y'all. So yes, I was doing it alongside my makeup artistry business and modeling. So once I started with Green Compass, about a year in, I grew an amazing business really quickly. And in those short spare time, part-time hours, right? And I felt comfortable enough where I could step away from those other positions. And, you know, since then, I've now worked Green Compass full time, and I continued to grow my business, and I'm working it on my time, on my schedule. I'm able to be more present with my family when I want to be. You know, I have my weekends back, which is so cool. And I've just continued to watch my business grow, and really and truly into something that my husband and I were not mentally prepared for. I mean, I'll be honest, when I jumped into this business, he did not get it at all. But he's getting it now, and it's super exciting to watch it. But one thing I wanted to say to you guys, aside from, you know, the time freedom, which obviously was super important to me, and also aside from the financial benefits that we've gained from Green Compass, it's taken so much stress off of this, right? But one thing I really wasn't prepared for was the incredible personal growth that I have gotten in these last 2 years. Being a part of like the direct sales world and being a part of an amazing community like Green Compass. I used to be absolutely terrified to public speak or to like speak in front of you guys. It would be something I would, you know, always turn down and say no to. I always felt like my words didn't carry value. And, you know, I've learned that there's so much more to me, and I have so much more to give, and I get to help others find that light inside them too. And it's just been an absolute blessing to be a part of it, and, you know, just help others along the way and grow an incredible business and be with my family and all the things. And I just love that now I get to share that passion with you guys tonight, and my passion for CBD, and now my passion for Green Compass. So just thank you so much for letting me share a little bit of my story. And now I want to introduce a man. He is down in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Paul Hidako, and he is busy, okay? He is a dad to 4. He's also a high school teacher and a varsity basketball coach. So I'm gonna let him take it away from here.
Thank you, Michael. Yes, my name is Paul Hidako. I am a teacher by day, a head basketball coach by night, but more importantly, I'm a father of 4, and I also feel like I have to coach all their teams. All right, I just literally walked in the house about 20 minutes ago from my son's baseball game, and I'm coaching his team, and I refuse to miss any of their events. But if you ask, how do I fit into Green Compass? Just look at the lineup tonight. All right, look at that lineup. Look at that graphic that you got sent to you. How am I different from the rest? All right. If you said, yes, they're all beautiful and I'm not, yes, you're right. You're not wrong there. All right. You're not wrong at all. But the obvious answer is I'm a guy. But that's the beauty of this company. And that's the beauty of this industry. We have a market that isn't just for women, but it's for men and pets and everything in between. So if the wife's joining, get that husband on board too. All right. This is something I can do great with my wife every second of it. So how do I do this? I joined during COVID and during the craziest time as an educator in my 20 years of teaching. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm a competitor, and this industry is just like my teaching and my coaching job. We get to help people every single day. But just like helping a kid with a jump shot or a kid write a good essay or learn the state capitals, we're helping someone with an issue that arises from anxiety, arises from pain. It's the same feeling as a coach or as an athlete winning a championship. It's that same feeling of helping somebody feel better. You get that same type of euphoria. And if you're a former athlete, this is for you. That competitive nature will drive you, and it will drive you to the top of this thing. But really, how do I do this? I literally wake up a half hour sooner, and I go to bed a half hour later. I organize my time. When I leave the gym from practice, I get on, I sit in the car a couple minutes, and I work my business. When I get home before I walk in the house, I get on there and I work my business. I don't take time away from my children. That's the beauty of this. All right. The beauty of this is just like the other ladies presenting tonight. They're beautiful. And so is this business, because I got into this business for myself, but with the support of leaders that you're going to hear tonight, like Michael and Allie and others, I'm not in this by myself. But why did I do it? Well, I wanted to get away from being paycheck to paycheck as a teacher with a family of 6. I didn't want to become an administrator. I love teaching. I love my students. I love my classroom. I love my athletes. I wanted to be able to spend time with my children, though, and not have to get something that was going to take away from time with my kids. But I also wanted to give them the financial freedom to take horseback riding lessons, to play travel ball. I didn't want them missing out on those things. But more importantly, I really got into this because I needed a car that my kids were not going to be ashamed of having to get in when they were picked up in car rider line. Real talk, true story. My son was embarrassed of my old 2006 Dodge Durango getting in it. Mom, why'd you come pick us up in Dad's car? It's old. Well, it was time for the car to go. And I said, I needed something. And this opportunity presented itself. I wasn't ready. It probably wasn't the right time. But never are you going to find the right time. Right time is now. Listen, the leap will feel scary. But all that success is on the other side of that fear. Don't just start a business here in the CBD world. Join a family. And that's exactly what this did for me. So why did I do it? I did it to give myself more time with my kids, but also to give my family the financial freedom that we've been craving without having to take that time from my children as well. Well, now you're going to hear from a rock star in this industry. We'll now hear from Sarah Becker. All right, she's in the business development for a local hospital, but she is and always will be a rock star in this business and a mom of 2 from Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Paul. That was awesome. Thank you so much. But like Paul said, my name is Sarah Becker. I live in Virginia Beach, Virginia. I have 2 small boys. One is 7, the other is 4. I can't believe it. They're growing like weeds. But like I said, I live in Virginia Beach, Virginia. I'm actually a millennial, which is the upper echelon of millennials. I'm 37. But anyone else in my demographic, do you guys kind of feel slightly attacked by the economy? Can I get a show of hands right now? Because either us as entry or newer professionals within the economy or as young parents to young children, we are stretched thin at both ends. But prior to this year, what happened? It was the Great Depression of 2008 when we were all entry level into the workforce. And for me personally, when I went through that, I had just landed my dream job, dream job. I was going to work at an ad agency and it was going to be great. And I had always watched my dad kind of climb that corporate ladder. He had gotten into cable television right when it became a thing and became a vice president of Cox Communications one day. So I just thought I'd join a company and I'd climb that corporate ladder and everything would be great. Well, then the recession happened. And it's really not up to you sometimes what happens with your career. What happens when your job quits you? And that year I was laid off 4 times within a calendar year. I feel really, really grateful that I was able to say I had 5 jobs within that calendar year, but I'm going to tell you right now, going on and off of unemployment is really not a fun feeling. And that year really taught me something at a very young age, that you always have to have a backup plan. So fast forward a little bit, around 2015, right when direct sales kind of was starting to have a spark within the economy, I joined a direct sales company. And I stuck my nose to the grind. I climbed really, really hard, and I reached the top 2% of that company within about a 4.5-year period. And I was happy. I was content. I felt, okay. I was comfortable when Green Compass was presented to me. And when it was presented to me, I kind of started to think about it. I started to think, what if? And like I said earlier, I work for a hospital here locally in Virginia Beach, and it's actually an inpatient psychiatric hospital. And I went into the office, and one of the psychiatrists in my hospital, who's very well respected in the community, was talking to a patient, and he was actually suggesting CBD, but said, but I don't know of a quality brand to direct you to because there's just a lot of gray area out there in the market. And it was like I had one of those light bulb moments, like this is not anything that I can ignore anymore. So I came back and I had that conversation with my good pal, Emily, and I jumped in with 2 feet once I heard all the details that had to do with Green Compass. One, we're a consumable product. So this is something that you're going to have reorders off of as your customers are consuming your product. Two, when you look at the demographics, like Paul was saying earlier, men, women, children, pets, anything with an endocannabinoid system can benefit from our products. So you're talking, there's no barrier pretty much, like everyone is your target market. So that was like another check mark in the box. And then third, with a new industry and a new business, there's nothing but success in front of you. As long as you put your nose to the grind and do the work, in my opinion, you cannot fail with this. And in 4 months, I replaced my position and my salary that I had with my previous company that took me 4.5 years. And I hope that helps paint a picture for you guys of the opportunity that you have here in the palm of your hand. I was so excited to have this opportunity to move forward. Sorry, I got a little off track. I need to talk about how I fit this in with my everyday life. So for me personally, like I said earlier, I have 2 small children, I have a 9 to 5. I have my husband who travels in a normal everyday world. And how I fit that in is just like Paul said, we wake up a little bit earlier around midday when you're scrolling through your feed, maybe at your lunch hour and you're looking at what all your friends are up to. You could do a little bit work. You can check in with your team. You can see what your friends are up to, follow up with someone who might be interested in CBD. A little bit later in the evening, I like to make sure that I carve out specific time for my family and I. So I focus on that and I focus on dinner time and bedtime. That time with my children is never really interrupted. And then later in the evening, before I plug into that Netflix show, I plug into my business for another 15, 20, sometimes 30 minutes. After a period of time, your why kind of becomes stronger than your why not. When you look at your family and you look at everything that this business can provide for you and those that you love most. And I want to paint one more picture for you and then I'll pass it over to Olivia. But this Christmas, we were getting ready for Christmas. It was about 3 weeks until the big day. And we're busy buying all the gifts and we're busy getting everything ready like everyone else is. And I realized I had a flat tire in the front in the driveway. I had to replace all 4 tires, which came to about $1,000. And then 2 days later, our heat broke, and that was about another $900. And then my son, Zach, had some unexpected dental work that he had to have done, and that was about another $600. So we're talking at about $3,000 3 weeks before Christmas. And I was able to write those checks without even thinking twice, without flinching. And so when I like to say the benefits of this company and this organization, it's that don't worry about it fund. When life comes at you hard, and it will, have that don't worry about it fund where you don't have to take things away from other buckets of money that you're going to put towards your kids' sports or your vacations or things that you've been saving up for a very long time. And for me, that is just icing on the cake. That for me, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that Meredith and Sterling Cook said yes to this opportunity so that I could say yes. And at this point, 79 other people on my team could say yes. And I hope some of you on this call will say yes a little bit later too. But thank you so much for your time. I'm so very grateful. And I hope you guys enjoy hearing from our next speaker. Her name is Olivia. She's a rock star here in Virginia Beach. She owns her own salon and she's just incredible. So thank you guys again.
Thank you, Sarah. That was so good. So my name's Olivia Lewis. I'm from Virginia Beach. I own my own hair salon. We've been in business since when Sarah was talking about the little depression we had. We actually opened in the recession of 2008. So we've been in business almost 11 years. And so I am a mother of 3. I have an 11-year-old son. I have a 10-year-old daughter and a 5-year-old daughter. And we are very busy too. I work full time behind the chair as well. But for me, I guess I'll start with my why, how I even ended up here. Kind of like Michael, we were not new to the CBD world. It's something that my husband and I have used. He has had back pain. And so we've kind of dabbled in all the brands. And so we kind of found Green Compass kind of on accident twice. We didn't realize it was the same thing because it was so new. And so I joined in August, kind of on a whim. It was kind of like Shelby had reached out to me and kind of presented this opportunity to me. And I kind of blew her off a couple of times. I'm sure we all blew off whoever enrolled us a couple of times. But because we were already carrying a CBD brand in the salon. So that's the one thing that I have is a little bit different. I'm not just doing, you know, direct sales. I actually keep some things in my business. So if there's any business owners who have a storefront, you can always reach out to me and we can chat about how I do it. But I just keep easy point of purchase things. So I have things on my front desk. The bath bombs are like a huge seller, anything in the Boost line. And then that's kind of like my gate on, hey, you know, there's more that this company offers. But let me back up. So COVID hit my business really hard, like a lot of people who own a business. And so we had to shut down for 45 days. So we had no revenue coming in. And that was the first time in my life I've had to deal with something like that from owning my business. And so it scared me. It was not something I had experienced before. We've always just grown every year. And then not only did COVID hit and shut me down, I was moving my businesses. So I had to support 2 rental spaces, no income. I had all my kids at home, just like everybody else in the world. And so when we came out of it, I said to myself, I was like, I will not have all my eggs in one basket ever again. And so for me, when Shelby approached me initially, it was kind of about the product. And I was like, oh, well, we carry something, we're good. And then she approached me again. And so it kind of got me thinking when she spoke more about the business side, I was like, okay, well, maybe this can be my something else. Just thinking maybe an extra $500 a month, which was my car payment at the time. So I was like, well, that'd be amazing if I didn't have to worry about that every month. And so the more that, you know, Shelby had kind of coached us, and that's something that I'm going to hit on quickly too. She never just left us in the dust. And I think that's something that we have to remember as we enroll. Like I run an apprenticeship program at the salon. So I'm always training new hairdressers. And so I've kind of treated it the same way. Whenever I get somebody new, you're going to train them up. You don't want to just leave them. So that's the thing that I think is also something for anybody who's on here, who's thinking about joining. You're not going to join and then just get left. You're going to join. People are going to train you. They're going to work with you. They're going to be right next to you. And that's how all the girls who brought me in, that's what they've done for me. And so it's been amazing to be able to mirror that for all of my new advocates. Because I think a lot of people live in that fear of, oh, I've never done this before, I just do it. But it's nice to know that there's people there, which brings me to my next point. I love that I've been able to work with so many women and men. I have men on my team as well. And it's kind of made this, in this such a disconnected time, it's brought people together and it's made people more connected, and it's created friendships where there weren't friendships before. So it's more than just a business. It's more than just putting extra money in your pocket. It's been a really great way. I have a lot of stay-at-home moms on my team as well, for them to add to their family and do it from home with their babies in their lap. And so I just love that, you know, there's products for everybody. And so for me, my why was, you know, mainly because I just wanted to make sure we never got stuck in a situation where I wasn't bringing anything to the table. Let me glance at my notes. I would say, like, the last thing, and I'll leave you guys with this, is no matter what, I think it's important to keep our eyes forward and to like stay in our lane and not worry about what other people are doing. I think that a lot of people who probably are thinking about joining get tripped up with, oh, I'm not as good as them. Oh, I can't do that. But I think that we have to remember our worth. I know Michael touched on that too. We have to remember our worth, and we have to remember that we are here to help people. That's part of our job with this now. And that's something that I've always loved doing, is helping people. So I love that it just kind of piggybacks off what I already do. And so, yeah, very excited. It's been an amazing opportunity, just like Sarah said as well. There's no more of this, well, we got to wait till next month. It's, you know, it's not that we're spoiling our kids, but I'm like, hey, we can do that. We're fine. We don't have to worry about when that hot water heater goes out or those tires. I feel like we all have had some of the similar things. It's just been such a blessing to our family. And just remembering that for me personally, as my business has grown, it's allowed me to not only just take care of my family, but to bless other people and bless other families. So I think that's another huge thing, is like remembering to take care of our community as well. So I'm going to pass it on to Lindsay Tucker, She is a nurse practitioner, and she is a mom of 2 little toddlers, and she is out of Carver, Massachusetts. Thank you, guys.
Thanks so much, Olivia. Hey, everyone. Like Olivia said, my name is Lindsay Tucker. I am from Carver, Mass, so just south of Boston, north of the Cape. And I am a wife. My husband, Jim, is a firefighter, and he does a lot of construction on the side, as well as owns a power washing company. I am a mom of 2 little toddlers. So I have a 4-year-old son named Brock and a 2-year-old little girl, Kaya. And I am a stepmom to 3 teenagers. And I work as a neonatal nurse practitioner out of Connecticut Children's Medical Center. So I joined Green Compass about 6 months ago, towards the end of August. And funny, I think it was Olivia that might have mentioned, my friend Narika, she had actually presented Green Compass to me probably even a year prior. And at the time, it just wasn't something that fit into my life, nor did I even really know much about CBD. And, we are good friends, but I just never kind of touched upon that subject. And it wasn't until the summertime when I was really considering CBD as something for my family, personally for myself. And I struggled with anxiety after having both of my kids. My daughter was born a few months early, and she came home with a lot of medical complications, and that was quite overwhelming, even though I have the medical background. And my son struggled with a lot of anxiety. So I was really looking for something for myself, as well as actually something for my son. And so obviously, given my medical background, and like any mom, most likely just did my research, and I kind of made my list and tried to figure out really what I wanted in CBD, in a CBD company that I felt safe giving to my child. And so I kind of recircled back with Rika and asked her, hey, what was the company? And did my research, and Green Compass really fit everything on my checklist and then some. And I had never tried CBD before, but the research kind of spoke volumes. And so I joined, and I haven't looked back since. And it was one of the best decisions I've ever made for our family. And of course, when I joined, I was a little nervous. I really didn't feel like I was a salesy type of person. And I had dabbled in direct sales before, just not successfully. And so it was one of those things. I was a little hesitant, but I knew it was something that I wanted. And I soon realized that it was because I found a passion with this company, with the product, and that is really kind of what carried me through to where I am today. The team is amazing, supportive. You don't feel like you're ever alone. And it just became something that was for me, and really just speaks volumes. And so basically how I work this business is a little bit chaotic. Our schedules are crazy. I work 24-hour shifts, and they vary every week. My husband works 24-hour shifts, and they vary with every week. We get my stepkids every other weekend, and they have sports, and my son is in preschool, and then throw in a bunch of doctor's appointments for both kids and some therapies. And so it's ever so changing. So right now, the way that I work my business is in between pickups, drop-offs, doctor appointments. When I'm waiting for my son at school, I'll shoot off some emails and some texts. Before I go to bed at night, I'll just kind of do the same thing. I'll get dinner prepped, and as they're eating, I shoot some follow-ups. And I think that's important to remember too, that this is an evolving kind of a time. Right now, I would love to dedicate an extra hour a day to my business. But as we say, that work-life balance is important. And so with my kids being so little, I know that I fit it here and there. But come next year when they're both in school, I know I'll have that extra time to dedicate a little bit more. So I think that's really kind of important to remember. So of course, we're all busy, but when you find something that you're passionate about, I think you can find the time in your life to really do it. So with that, I would say you can find a million reasons why you shouldn't sign up, or you can't sign up, or you can't fit this in your time. But all you really need is one reason why you can, and you'll just see the benefits for you and your family. And we've really been allowed that financial freedom to, like Olivia said as well, to have those extra, I don't have to worry about this, or I have a luxury that I really didn't want to dedicate this amount of money to, but now I can do that without thinking twice. And that's really important. And along with the financial freedom, I found huge success for both myself and my son with the CBD. And that is really the bottom line. So with that, I'd like to introduce Allie Clique. She is from Virginia Beach, Virginia, a mom of 2 and a teacher specialist.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Lindsay. I really enjoyed hearing that. Okay, so I'm going to finish us off tonight. I am Allie. I'm from Virginia Beach. I am a teacher specialist, which sounds kind of weird. I basically just kind of oversee a bunch of teachers for a special ed program here in our city. I have 2 kids, a 1-year-old Drew and a 4-year-old named Duke. I've been with Green Compass for about 8 months, and I came to Green Compass from another company that I was with for about 4 years. And my story is kind of unique. I had built a pretty big business that I felt I was successful with. And I was like, when I saw Green Compass, I was like, oh, CBD, you can buy that at the gas station. I'm good. I don't need that. Like, I'm good. Then I started working my business more, and I didn't feel like I was growing, and my efforts were matching the growth I expected. And then I thought about, how am I going to sustain this over the years? And I kind of got a little skeptical. So when Green Compass was brought to me and I was seeing all these leaders grow and grow and grow, I just couldn't get it out of my head. Like, I was doing the same thing they are. Why am I not growing like that? Why am I not seeing the same success? And I truly think the main thing is we are such a ground floor level company. You know, most states are wide open. And that's why I feel like we've been able to grow so quickly. With my last company, I'll just share this tidbit and then I'll move on. With my last company, I think I had 16 people on my team after 4 years. And with Green Compass, it's so unbelievable. I don't even believe this when I say it. Within 8 months, I've been able to build a team of over 550 people. So it's truly, truly remarkable what this company and what this business can do for anybody. I'm truly no one special. So 8 months ago, I started Green Compass and I never looked back. And I'm going to kind of talk about 3 things that this business has done for me and fulfills for me. And hopefully maybe you can take something away and be like, you know what, I need that kind of value in my life. So the first thing is the options it's given me financially. I'll try to say this without crying because it does get me emotional, but I was able to buy my dream house. And I had a very specific dream house. I want it to be in the neighborhood I grew up in, on the same street as my parents, and on a teacher salary, that was never going to happen. It just was not in my cards. And I thought I had made it okay for myself. I thought that like I was okay with that not happening in my life until I started Green Compass. And I was like, wow, like this is going to be an option, and it's going to be an option. And now, like, I think we moved in a month ago, and it's truly, truly incredible how quickly I've been able to make that a reality. So we've been able to buy our dream house, decorate our dream house, put our kids in all the activities without having to worry about, okay, is this going to stretch our budget a little too much this month? So the options that it's just provided my family are incredible. And the second thing is it gives me something for just me. I started my previous company 4 months after having my first child. And I really think when I look back on it, I started because I had lost myself. I was a new wife, a new mom, and nothing belonged to me anymore, including my body. So I really needed something to fulfill me and just me. And that network marketing company provided that. And then in season of life with 2 crazy toddlers, you know, you come home from work, you make dinner, you do baths, it's go, go, go. This also gives me something to focus on that's just for me. And I love that. It gives that outlet. And then lastly, I'm a college athlete. I've been competitive my whole life. I always have that drive in whatever I do, but as a teacher, I don't really get to be competitive. So I love that network marketing allows me to be competitive with myself. I get to push myself extra, or I get to make certain goals for myself and run for it. And as someone that grew up playing sports and no longer does that anymore, it really fulfills that for me. And it's also helped me build leadership skills. Like Michael talked about earlier, I would have almost had a panic attack if someone asked me to speak in front of people. And now I don't even think about it. We just do it. So I've been able to develop leadership skills that I never, ever, ever thought I was going to be able to do. I hope that you guys found value in something you heard tonight. You can connect with somebody you heard from. And if you have any questions at all, please get with the advocate that invited you. We really enjoyed having you. And thank you again for spending a little bit of time with us tonight. I hope you guys take care, and please, please, please let us know if you have any questions.